so I'm going to.
Yeah, you're gonna start the intro here.
I'm doing that. Say it again.
No,
I'm gonna start the.
No. I think I think got it. Right. All right, we'll go.
No, this one actually means a lot to me. It's funny. While we were talking to them,
Who?
The dirty, the dirty metal, for this episode. We were talking and just talking, in whatever reason. I almost got emotional a little bit, and I know that it's weird or stupid, or there's no reason it would matter, but it actually does matter to me. Adrienne is a really, really good friend. She's a really, really good friend. And when I had the COVID, as they say, she checked on me a lot, and she was very, very, very nice. And
did she drop you off at McDonald's?
She didn't. Well, she didn't, because my best friend, Chris.
That's right. That's right. I did. Welcome to the Could Be Better podcast, where friendship reigns eternal. Guys,
that's the only thing we can offer you is friendship. That's it.
That's not true. We can offer you a cool show. We can offer you great beer at a local brewery, because this show is sponsored by Old Mother Brewing,
who everybody loves.
I mean, I've never, and that's actually a really good thing to say. I don't know if I've ever met anybody that says I don't like Old Mother Brewing.
Yeah, everybody loves Old Mother. Everybody.
I mean, I do. Do you?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't. My tastes is only changed because I was trying to lose weight, and I lost weight. I lost like 60 pounds last year.
For those watching the live stream, your ass looks great.
Yeah, it does. God damn it.
Yeah.
I had all these witty responses that I wanted to
first draft
to say. Yeah.
First cut. But yeah, I mean, Old Mother is for everybody. It's not just for people that like beer. You can bring your dog. You can bring your cat. I think I saw somebody bring their gerbil one time. It's kind of weird. But
and snake.
That's inappropriate. So yeah, but anyway, show is brought to you by Old Mother Brewing Company. One of the best ever. What's actually cool, we didn't really get to this in the episode, which is kind of a bummer, and I feel like I kind of screwed up. So fans, be nice in your fan mail when you send us stuff, because this is getting ridiculous. But like, there's a show on May 7th. It's going to be Suniva, who we just had on the pod. It's going to be Jack Funk, who we had the drummer.
The drummer tonight.
Justin is the drummer of Jack Funk and also the drummer of the Dirty Middle. They're going to be playing. And then we have friends of the podcast, Losers in NBA Jam. Demood is going to be playing as well for the show. Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that reality.
Yeah. It's nice that Racole plays and he contributes, but it's nice where he's not really a performer, like
it's so funny. It's so funny that you say that, though, because he was really looking to come over a couple days ago as we record this, and I just couldn't. I had no.
You had better things to do. Did you duck him?
I'm not saying that. I don't want to go on the record. I don't want to go on the record.
Cole, I'm here for you. Colin ducked you, and that's okay.
Did anybody see that? I sent you the video of Stitch Early went in on the last second shot.
Oh, of course.
Didn't I?
Yeah, it went viral.
And then it did go viral. And then I sent that to Racole. And then I think I sent you Racole's response too on the screenshot. Racole was like, "You just keep racking up L's. That's all you do."
Do you think he's your friend?
No, at this point he's my enemy. He is this. If he wants to go in a tables match, we could do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pay for that. I mean, I think at this point, like, dude, his arms are just like knives that would just like cut you.
Yeah, he would, most definitely would. But he would also too. And I've had, and this is to bring everything back. I've had many conversations about Adrienne Smith, who is our guest tonight, and he loves her, and I love her, and you love her,
who
and
doesn't
everybody
love
loves her.
Yeah, she's the best.
And I just think it's so cool. It's so interesting for her to pivot to blues.
But it's also a part of her. Like, and I know we talked about this a little bit on the podcast, and I didn't want to say it because it felt like a little mansplaining. But it's like you don't get to choose the blues. I think the
blues chooses you.
Yeah.
But she has that. She has that. She has so much soul in her body.
Yeah.
that it's contagious. It's absolutely contagious, which I don't know.
Yeah.
There aren't a lot of people that I love more than Adrienne, and I don't. You got a chance to talk to the whole band tonight. We got Justin Bieber.
Dude, we got Justin Bieber. We got freaking John Mayer. We had everybody on tonight.
I know your love for John Mayer. I love you for your love for John Mayer.
But here's the thing. I don't love everything John Mayer does. Like, Your Body's Wonderland, but like, Neon's a freaking cool song. A lot of his cool stuff is actually off of Soft Rock. I really like that record. Like, it was just really
I gotta
cool.
listen to it.
I know, you keep
Can
saying
we
this.
do this? Can we like
do a listening
plan a
party?
night and you and me just listen to that record, drink some wine, maybe kiss.
Oh,
I don't know.
that'd be cool. Speaking of kissing with people, Brendan was my New Year's Eve kiss for like multiple years in a row.
Did not know that.
Yeah. Shout out to shout out to our guest. Yeah, like, and I always made it a point as like, because it was like our wives would all be hanging out. We'd be doing like a party at his place, and New Year's would strike, and I'd always make sure that I would beat his wife to him, and it was the best. Friendship forever.
Why can't I be your kiss?
Well, because you have to not want it.
I never said I wanted it.
Speaking of not wanting it, we have a website. And the cool thing about our website is it's couldbebettermeh.com. Friend of the podcast, bassist of Hostile Array, who was on our previous episode, Brody, built our website. It's legit. It looks kind of okay. Just kidding. It's amazing. But the cool thing about
it, amazing.
If anybody likes what we're doing and wants to support what we're doing, we actually have a PayPal donate thing where you can go and support the show if you like what we're doing. The cool thing about this is we are constantly trying to find other artists, other businesses, other sponsors, and things to do together, not just in our community, but just kind of in our world. And so we kind of get to do some cool stuff. And so any money you want to send our way to either support the podcast, support us, support what we're doing. It's not just you and I. We have guys doing sound. We have the creative director, vibe setter, Genevieve Moore, who's doing all sorts of things with social media and promo. So it's like we have lots of cool things we're doing. And so we definitely want to continue doing this. And so if you feel so inclined and you want to support what we're doing, check that out. Send us your Bitcoin, whatever. Who cares? You're not using it.
I would, but it's in the negatives now. So.
Yeah. Screw you, Abe.
Fuck you, Abe. Listen to this episode, please, because this band is really good. It is very novel. It is very interesting to listen to a blues band in this day and age, an original blues band, and on top of that, you have somebody leading it in Adrienne, who
kind soul,
who knows Frederick back and forth.
Mm-hmm. And she's been through it all. This is also the most clapping we've ever had on the episode.
That's very true.
So we're gonna clap into this one, and this is our interview with Adrienne Smith and the Dirty Middle.
I love that this started with you guys laughing.
It's a good start.
This is a really good start. We have, of course, the entirety of the Dirty Middle here, which is a first for us.
We've never had 4 people in here.
We've never had 4. I've never had 4 people in this room except for that one time.
That is not true. I remember that
There's
party.
so much space. So much space.
So how is everyone? I'm glad that you're here and you are looking at all of where the magic happens, including on my bed with my Bob the Builder comforter.
Yeah.
Here comes Adrienne.
It's authentic.
I didn't realize. I thought you were joking.
He literally has a Bob the Builder comforter. No joke.
I said I was texting Adrienne. I was like, "You're gonna
Bob
get
the
to see
Builder.
my bedroom.
Bob
It's gonna be
Bob's
great."
Burger. I said Bob the Builder. Bob's Burger.
Bob's the burger.
Bob's the burger builder. Bob builds the burger.
There's only one burger.
So the Dirty Middle. This is gonna be awesome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know. I think we have to start with the thing that neither one of us knew coming into this, is that there's a new member. We saw this man who looks like he's 13 years old show up at my door.
He's not.
You got me.
He's at least 18.
I actually just turned 14.
Good for you.
So
And he's like, I play guitar, and I like stuck out my hand to shake it, and you gave me this feeling like I should have already known you, and I was like, oh shit.
We've definitely like met and made eye contact, but then just like never like actually like introduced names.
Ugh.
So it's just
I'm
it's
so
just one of
bad at
those.
that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
No,
I'm
it's
so
it's
bad.
equally mutual. Like it was the same feeling.
Do you remember his name?
No, I already.
Wait.
It starts with a C.
Hold on. Do you remember his name? Do you remember his name?
One.
His mouth is occupied.
Caliber.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, his name is Jasmine.
Nailed it.
No, I don't.
Nathan,
no,
George,
Nathan, George.
Paul.
So this is
Paul,
Colin.
George, Ringo.
Well, how did you get in the band?
We just found him on the street, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, so I was homeless. No. A friend of a friend just recommended me, I guess. And then Adrienne hit me up one day and was like, hey, you like hard blues? And I was like, yeah. And so she's like, you want to play guitar in our band? And I was like, yeah. And here I am.
She
and
never texts me those things. She just texts me memes of people dying.
In various ways.
Why don't you ever text me memes of people dying?
I reserve like the newest and like freshest memes for the youngest millennials.
I
Literally
just turned
the best
14. Come on.
Oh, right. What's your gen, man?
What's your gen?
So what's it been like? And if you guys want to pass the mic for this, like, what's it been like, you guys? No, I'm just saying, like, getting somebody new in, and actually, if we can for a second, because we were talking about drinking warm canned wine a few years ago together.
Drink one take.
Watch that Frederick one take, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll put it in the show notes. Actually, we should.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Definitely. What happened before? Because I know that there was a lot of. Anyway, go ahead. You looked like you were gonna say something.
Well, I mean, Mike Joyce,
Yes.
Ponyboy Blues is.
Ponyboy.
He is a really integral part of like who our band is.
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
And we really love him a lot, and I think we're just all really maybe had different ideas of what the Dirty Middle was ready for and not ready for. So we just I wanted to do it one way, and the pandemic just I don't know, nail in the coffin for me on a couple of things. So.
Oh no! So is it bad?
No!
Okay,
Oh my gosh!
Good. No, I didn't.
No, it's not bad. Hi, this is Matt.
First time caller, first long time listener.
Yeah.
This and everything.
First time. And
yeah.
so no, I mean, Adrienne's not wrong, but there was, I mean, the pandemic, really, he has his family. He did it for his family, basically. He couldn't do the live shows, and to his credit, was I feel like he felt like he was holding us back a little bit, and we wanted to keep playing. So
That's
I
it.
think, well, it's not even playing, but playing specifically. He's writing. He does all his writing, and I think we just had different projects in mind.
Yeah.
And I like I said, miss him as a friend. Love him dearly.
I know we miss that guy so much.
But we must dirt on.
Yeah.
Gotta stay dirty. Stay dirty.
So talking about the pandemic, so I remember playing a show with you guys outside in Mount Airy at something at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it was rough. Not you guys. It was rough, but I think
Probably because it was at Mount Airy.
Yeah, well, it was cool.
Was that outside?
Yes, it was the Mount Airy Arts Alliance thing. Yeah. It was
there?
Yeah, so it was this art show they had in Mount Airy, and they had live bands, and Mike at the time had a busted ligament in his left hand.
Oh.
So he was playing slide guitar. He played lap steel for that
It
show.
sounded awesome, and I was
It was
great.
great. He learned the lap steel that week and played it for that show.
That was the thing, though, and that's why I asked about him, because when the last time I had seen him, I know he had some health stuff going on for a little bit, and I was just kind of wondering if he was okay, if everything is okay with him.
Yeah, so health-wise, he's good.
He's alive.
We love him.
Justin grabbed the He's good.
He's great. I just grabbed the mic because, it was in front of me, and we love Pony Boy, Mike Joyce, and like everyone else said, we just had different priorities. He had to do what he had to do. We had to keep trucking on. We found Connor. He's
That's
amazing.
your name, Connor?
That's your name? Is it really your
I
name?
thought your name was
Jasmine.
Justin Bieber.
Let me see your social security card.
Sorry. Connor got swallowed by
me
a
see your
tiger,
credit card.
but now we have
That's right.
Jasmine.
So pandemic. So I first saw you guys, and I've seen Adrienne Smith play in many different things. I've seen your T-shirts at Goodwill, which is also fun because the bands that I've been in as well.
That is the coolest thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life. That is my drawing, man. So my drawing is in Goodwill. That is somebody
made
threw
it,
out
dude.
our T-shirt. That is
No. Your fans.
Which T-shirt was it?
It was the Adrienne Smith and the something that was with the flower.
Matt, did you hear what he said? You did not draw. He's
Suck
talking.
it, Matt.
He's talking about the Adrienne Smith
Your
T-shirt.
art did not make it.
Boom.
That
Your
was
art's
drawn
not
by
good
Tia
enough for
Masis.
Goodwill, Matt. That's what she
Excellent
said.
artist,
20 Matt shirts,
therapist,
though.
mother
I'll buy
Yeah.
Matt shirts.
So
from the OG.
Yeah, from the OG. So
Matt, you draw something, and I'll donate it to the Goodwills.
boom, boom. You heard it here first, folks. It's a tax write-off.
I've never
But-
been so high and so low in a single breath.
So I saw the Dirty Middle. I've seen you play a whole bunch of times, and it's always been great. And so then we booked you guys at New Spire Arts, biggest, coolest room in Frederick. That sounds amazing.
Loved it.
It was the best. You did a Grateful Dead cover that like brought people in, and that was awesome. That guy was like so stoked. He's like, I love the Grateful Dead. I was like, that's cool. And then because of you guys, and I'm gonna credit this to you, so you can take this, put it on your resume. Since you guys played a Grateful Dead cover song, I have seen like 6 different Grateful Dead shows happening in Frederick since then, and it's wild. So way to go to be trend setters.
Matt's like, that's right. That's right.
Well, that's not us. That's Rays of Violet. They're amazing.
No.
I'm gonna plug
I said
another
what I
band.
said, Matt. I said what I said.
Okay.
So, I'll let you in on a little secret here. I don't listen. I've never even listened. I've only heard the songs by people covering Grateful Dead. I don't listen to the Grateful Dead. I don't own a single record by the Grateful Dead. I think I'm clipping on this mic. I'm talking way too loud. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't have anything against the Grateful Dead. When we play, I don't even listen to the songs and how the drum goes. I'm like, I'm playing this my fucking way. And it's the Dirty Middle way, and it's great.
That's awesome.
You got to give the mic to Adrienne, though, because we had a couple of exchanges about the Grateful Dead. I know that you,
It's her favorite band.
at this point, the Grateful Dead has like sneakily become
This is
a
really funny.
big part of you, right? Like it's a big thing.
Well, that's funny because you give me the microphone, but you're talking to the wrong person.
Oh, it's him?
Is it Connor?
It wasn't until I met Matt that I was like, oh, okay.
Where's your Grateful Dead?
But you
tattoo?
dig it. Well, but I think that like you fell in love with it on like you're like, because you went to the brewery across the way. You're like, we're gonna go see this Grateful Dead band, and I'm like, there's
that
no
was Rays
way.
of Violet. Amazing.
There's no way that place can hold a band.
good.
Because that brewery, Steinhardt or whatever, there's no way they can hold a band. And you text me that night, you're like, it worked. It was packed, you said.
Oh yeah, that was the last night, the last show of 2019.
Yeah.
They're dynamic as fuck, and they have it's full 5-piece now.
Yeah, we booked them. last month.
Yeah, they played.
yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
did play Old
They
Mother.
were awesome.
Oh my god.
They were awesome.
But yeah, so Grateful Dead, but
So this gets us into our first song
Yes,
break.
our
but,
first
but,
song.
but what I need to know is, do you care about Dead & Co? Does anybody care about Dead & Co? Really?
I care about John Mayer
too.
and nothing else.
Ooh.
All right, we're gonna
Sorry.
get into that.
Yeah. So here's
As the biggest Grateful Dead fan here, that's fair.
and maybe the roll the song.
That's
roll
yeah.
it.
No. Set this up. Set this up. Which song do you want us to play first, Adrienne?
oh well, if we're talking about Grateful Dead, we should go to. We don't have to do anyone. I'm just trying to think.
Oh God.
Justin, say what it is. This is our song about Star Trek, and very similar. Well, if you're thinking very existentially and like out in when you're out there,
Yeah, you're floating right now.
Yeah.
way far out in the nothingness,
What's the name of the song?
the Ballad of Vincent Jimmy.
And this is dedicated to John Mayer.
Left his hometown, USA, going up to the stars. He has learned the way. Always thought he'd made the big time, so he'd stay at his post, 'cause he's always left to die. Nobody standing by his side, always on your own, Jimmy. Wow, 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 wow. Such a nondescript and eager young man. Jimmy always first to get picked to go to a planet where he cannot breathe. No oxygen up his sleeve, 'cause he's always left to die. Nobody standing by his side, always always on your own, Jimmy. Wow, 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 wow. Expendable, he is part of the away team. Jimmy always first to beam down to a planet where he cannot breathe. No oxygen up his sleeve, 'cause he's always left to die. Nobody standing by his side. Always on your own, Jimmy. Wow, 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 wow. He won't be so lucky, won't live until his head turns gray. To die is his destiny. He's always murdered out in space. Always on your own, Jimmy. Wow, 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 wow. Only he don't know that there is an end, a grisly death and some company. It don't matter the color of the shirt on his back, 'cause he's always left to die. Nobody standing by his side. Always on your own, Jimmy. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow.
God bless John Mayer. But
I think you really like Star
I
Trek.
do want to talk a little bit about Ponyboy, who we mentioned earlier, because that song, and I do know that song. It's funny, we just taped a podcast. We don't listen to the songs. Everybody knows that. Like,
That's
in
not
real
what
time.
people know, Colin. Don't ruin it for people. They think we
just
listen.
listened to it together, you fuck!
the whole thing.
But like on top of that, we don't. Well, we actually don't. I don't even have anything. But with that said, I do know your songs, and I've heard your songs a lot. Well, maybe not with you playing, because I have no idea Justin Bieber why he's in this band. But
Don't do him like that.
but when it goes to Ponyboy, I always thought he was a great player, and I think he is a great player. And the blues element of the band, I always thought came from him, and I don't know if he meant to do that, if that was something.
Oh,
he wanted to
absolutely.
do.
He poached me not poached me. It was at an open mic. he was, yeah. He noticed that I was on stage with. It was open mic at Cellar Door, so I think it was. Shoot, he's with Litz now. I can't believe I forgot his name. But his whole pedal board was out there on the stage. Dan! And I didn't know what to plug into. I didn't know where to start. I was kind of frazzled, much like I am this evening. And he said, "Hey, can I help you?" And I was like, yes, you can. And, we talked, and he said, "I hear the blues in your voice." And like, that is really, I hear it and I want to work with that and like want to get to know you. And
Was that kind of the direction of then, from that point forward, it was like, we want to go here. We want to go in that direction.
That was it. That was the start of it all. And then, because I was, coming off of Adrienne and the Marylanders, and I was, needed something. I was ready to get out there and do something else. And Matt had just come into my life, and he was like, "Well, I'm going to play too." And I was like,
It took me.
No, we'll pass it, because he's like, I'm not. If you're gonna go out there and play music, I need to be with you, because I'm not gonna fucking lose you. That's what he was like.
Well, no. It took. I've always wanted to play music, and I never played with anyone else. I've only ever like self-taught and just kind of noodled around. So I figured the woman I was living with for the last 3 years might, she knows what she's doing.
That's
so maybe
love.
she can teach me how to do that.
Right.
And it took me about 3 years of like just subtly asking and then, not so subtly begging. And before she, because, understandably so, it's hard to play. It's an intimate act playing music with other people. So if it doesn't work, it's like, how are you supposed to,
Most definitely, yeah.
So
Let's put
it was,
yourself out
but
there, too.
Yeah. So once we did it, it was awesome. And, been riding her coattails ever since.
Yeah, but man, I mean, for fans of the band, I mean, even for people that aren't, like, you guys are tight. And it's like, I remember when we first talked, you're like, it's pocket bass, man. I'm like, nah, don't do that. Don't detract from what you're doing, because pocket bass is skill.
Yeah, no, it's the only thing I know how to do.
Oh, stop it.
No.
Matt is the most humble bass player on the planet,
Bring
but
it.
he's got all the feel on the
Yes,
planet.
yes.
I love playing with him on the bass.
And-
No,
Because
there's something
I
you said- Justin, you know that too,
I always
right?
know we're getting groovy when Matt's on the
Yeah.
bass, and I love it.
And Justin, you can't hide your smile when you're playing with him. Like
Yeah,
when you play, I see the look, and it's like, and he'll do something, and you look at him, and you're going, and then you look, and you go, and it's like, and that moment is always like, it's always special, and it's cool because you guys can do a 4-piece, you can do a 3-piece, and the feeling is still there.
It's funny that you say that, because when you see us live, you'll notice that Matt likes to hide in the corner.
Yes, he does.
And when he does stuff like that makes me smile and almost stand up for my drums and want to go hug him. I'm like, holy shit, where'd that come from? That was amazing. He's like some little lick, and I'm just like, do more of that. But when I say do more of that, not as like he does it at the best of times,
It's tasteful.
just tastefully at the
yeah.
just the right amount of times, and it's Yeah, you're a great bass player. Everyone's great in the dirty middle. Adrienne has a tremendous voice.
Yeah, let's clap. Yeah, Matt. So we are here on this episode of Bass Players Universe, where we get to talk about bass players. Man, I would love that podcast, Colin. Would you like that podcast?
Yeah, let's start another one. I'm sure a lot of people are listening.
Yeah, we'll call it Basses Unite.
That's
Matt, who are
See,
your influences?
Well, I'll tell you what.
What do you think
I'll
about
tell you
Philly?
what. I'll tell you what here, everybody. The bass is great. Yes, Phil Lesh is an amazing guy. Chris Squire
John
is also
Mayer.
amazing.
Do you think actually?
Matt Freeman is amazing.
And I have a personal question. Do you think John Mayer is a good bass player?
I don't think I've ever heard him play bass, but I
He
imagine
plays bass in the Grateful Dead now. You didn't hear?
No, I didn't.
And then he also plays organ. And then he plays drums.
Wait,
he's
plays-
actually the Grateful Dead, John
plays-
Mayer, right? It's funny because
Well, he's like there's like 6 of them up there, and like 4 of them are already dead. So
Have you seen it? Have you seen Dead and Co? Have you?
I've seen some stuff, and it's very like
I mean, in
I wouldn't pay
person, though.
money
Have
to
you
go
gone
see
to
it.
see it?
No,
Okay.
no.
Adrienne knows. She's like, nah, it's not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen.
The Grateful Dead for me is energy. So how do we get back on the somebody?
Well, okay.
We're talking about your influences, and I made a joke about the Grateful Dead,
Okay.
Phil Lesh, and blah 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 blah.
Let's
light a match to
We'll
them.
get rid of the Grateful Dead because the Grateful Dead wrote "Your Body is a Wonderland."
There is never there are never fans as self-aware as Grateful Dead fans.
That's very true. They're so intelligent. They're
Yeah,
so
but-
smart. Like Grateful Dead fans know everything.
Yes, but what's insane
That's-
though, they also realize I'm boring everyone that's here, and I need to stop immediately unless there's a fellow Deadhead. Like
he's speaking for himself.
No. Like
Hit him.
I know it.
You know what I mean though, because so my old boss he's a Deadhead, and he's like he'll start talking, and then he just sees the eyes glaze over, and then he's like I'm out, and because you just know, and so it's either you get it or you don't, which I appreciate because it's like I'm a guy that talks a lot, and so when I talk, I'm like, oh, I don't care if you care or not, because I care.
I'm gonna grab this mic and divert from the Dead. Go back to Pony Boy
That's what I was.
and
gonna do.
tie in
And professional.
and tie in the fact of influential Connor. You have some amazing shoes to fill, which you have filled, but
I'm only a size 9.5.
oops, sorry. I just hit Connor in the forehead with the microphone.
Baptize you with the mic.
I was gonna say,
Violent assault.
yeah.
No, okay. So
Wait. He would
okay.
play with like. Pony Boy would play with a fucking Pringles can, bro, and find any random object
Shit,
and
he's
just
putting you on
play
blast,
the
man.
guitar.
He's
no,
putting you on
I'm not putting on
blast.
blast. I'm just talking about influential and the fact that Connor has done such a great job already in his first couple shows with us, and you can learn a lot from everybody. And watching Mike, we're gonna miss him, and maybe Connor can play with some tricks and goodies, or just keep doing what he's doing because his fingers are fire, and I lose. I forget what I'm doing sometimes on the drums because I'm just like, what the hell is going? Wow.
I do the same thing. You like mess me up at least once a show because I'm listening to you instead of paying attention to what I'm doing.
The last time I heard my fingers were fire. Anyway.
Heyo.
No, but Adrienne. Well, actually, let's turn to the source himself. How has it been to step in? Because Ponyboy was, as Adrienne pointed out, and which is in my mind very true. I think you guys probably agree. He was very integral in everything, in the sound, and the vision, and all of that. So to come in, it's like replacing John Mayer and John Mayer's band. But how
John Mayer trio without John Mayer.
Yeah. Did you
It's
like
just Steve Jordan and Pino Palladino?
fuck.
And then some fucking
do
guy.
not fuck with Steve Jordan and Pino. That is the best rhythm section in the history of the world.
Oh, no,
Steve Jordan and
absolutely.
Pino Palladino.
Easily.
There's no anyway. But
No
when
competition.
it comes with all of that, though, like, were you intimidated? How did you feel?
I see. There was a little bit of that because, like, I don't think I've ever met Ponyboy or like heard him play, but I would just hear of him in like little myths and legends from Adrienne. But so it seemed I was like, ooh. But I think Adrienne and Matt did a great job of like making me feel like welcome and introduced into the band.
Not Justin.
What about me, man?
Not,
Yeah, no, that's what I heard too, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna let it go, and then we have to do that.
It's like, Justin, you can fuck off.
Justin has a 1-year-old baby, man. So.
well, yeah, the first couple
So he only
times.
has room for one baby. I get it.
Justin has a 1-year-old baby. He's such an asshole.
Justin's the wild card of the dirty metal. But no, the first couple, because I was introduced to the band by coming over to Matt and Adrienne's home, and they were very nice and inviting.
Never
to me.
invited me.
I was kind of just like.
You should learn to play guitar, and maybe they'll.
Drummers.
That's how that was my end. That was
got
my
one.
end.
Colin plays piano, guys.
That was
Yeah, I
swag.
can fill in Colin. I could be the new Colin.
Ooh.
I mean, just what Connor was saying though. I was kind of like, yeah, well, I get kind of busy. Matt and Adrienne can teach you everything you need. I felt bad, but I did have a baby to raise.
I also had to learn the material, and they did a very
You
good
learned
job. Adrienne was very professional. She sent me recordings. She had charts and stuff. I was very.
And
You had
I
charts?
think our first time playing together was live.
Yeah.
We
rehearsed one
Did we
time.
rehearse
We
one
rehearsed
time?
one time.
We rehearsed one time.
Okay.
Justin's crazy.
And,
Okay,
and,
Justin's
and
losing
Connor,
it.
what was your first show with the group? Nola?
That was
With
yeah.
Rays of Violet.
Yeah, it was. That was a great show. That was a great. So shout out to Rays of Violet. Their drummer.
Shout out, Jared.
Yeah, Jared. Yeah, he is one of my coworkers at the Let There Be Rock School. Amazing drummer. Love that guy because sometimes I'll be playing drums and he'll come in and just like pretend for 5 seconds that I'm even close to on the level that he is.
I've pretended for
Be like,
almost
hey man,
40
that's so
years.
cool, like this, and I'm just like, dude, I know you're better. Like, he's a phenomenal drummer, great band.
And it's hysterical. We talked about Razor Violet, which is now a Grateful Dead cover band. So we're back full circle, Matt. This is for you. So speaking of Grateful Dead, because we cannot get away, Adrienne or Matt, set up this next song.
That's what I was gonna say. Well, actually, if I can.
Yes,
I-
please,
I was-
Colin.
So the second song, and I do. When we come back from this, I want to. I have a couple questions for you, Adrienne. So when we come back from this, I want to get to that. The first of which is, do you like a Big Mac? No.
No.
Can you set up this second song? And because again, it's up to you. You
Yeah.
guys know which songs you sent us. Which one is the best to play next?
Well, when we were talking earlier about the wonderful bassist that is Matthew Felipe, I think we got to roll out with Green. That's our original.
All right.
That it's one of many little licks that have been rolling around in his brain for 20 years, and he's just ready to spit them out and run you on him a bit.
There we go.
I love this song.
So this is Matt's Grateful Dead interpretation, and it's called a Green.
Your body is a wonderland.
I wash my hands. I wash my hands. I wash my hands. Anything to get me home. I put my boots on. Put my boots on. I put my boots on. Anything to get me home.
That worked.
There was
me.
one crack
worked.
because no one grabbed this mic.
That worked.
It's okay, guys.
That's
we're,
okay,
we're
though.
here.
I'm
we
drinking.
Here we
cracked
go.
in spirit.
So yeah, I want to ask Adrienne a couple questions. The blues is such a specific feel. You either have people around you who can play it or not. You clearly have people around you that can play it. But how married are you to the blues? Like, is this something you want to do, or would you want to go in other directions?
I think that we have a really versatile set that has all types of genres.
She's
You
gonna
wonder why
stab
I
you.
get stressed out.
Just talking to the microphone.
I'm trying to talk into the microphone. I'm not married to the blues. I think that even
But
with
you're
the-
so good at the blues.
I appreciate that.
No, in this band, I haven't heard. Well, new guy here.
Well,
Hasn't changed either.
I know that well, and I know when I asked Ponyboy what he thought when he listened to the recordings we did at Cafe Nola with a band I won't mention. They, he said it's a really great feel. It's different, but he's like, it's that rock, or a little bit more rock than blues. So I think like we can go like the
Do you
rock.
want that? Is that what you want to go more rock?
I want to do anything that's going to, I don't know, satisfy that need to sing and
that's what
and to dance. Yes, that is very important, and Connor brings that. He gets people
he
just like
does.
so in awe and like, holy moly, I want to listen to this band because we just like to have fun.
And I don't want to plug the other band that he was in, but Night Swim was like a party. It was a party on wheels.
That's right.
And that's all it was. It was great.
Jamie Salviati is my second mother.
I've never heard another band in my life cover churches. And when you covered churches,
Did we cover churches?
I think it's pronounced
When did-
churches.
it's
When did we cover churches?
it was at Old Mother.
So,
Are you
know what?
sure?
Very
That was when our singer did she did like a solo thing.
No.
I've never learned a church's
Wait, it might
song in
have
my
been Dylan.
life.
Was
so here's
Dylan
the
playing
thing.
guitar in Night Swim then?
Connor, you've not always been the only guitar player in Night Swim.
Okay, so that's
Correct.
what it is.
So-
Okay,
so
so it was
it-
before you.
It was
then.
pre him.
Okay.
It was the other guy that worked at the Rocks that also covered-
Yeah.
What Dylan does not.
Derek
No.
Reichard.
Derek,
What?
There it is. Thank you. Yeah,
Derek.
yeah. Tall and thin and young looking.
Incredible guitar player.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. Yep,
yeah,
yep,
sorry.
yep. That's who.
Connor,
you do
I-
look like him.
I
God
don't-
damn you.
Thanks.
I don't profile anybody. I have to apologize to my co-host here. He doesn't know. You guys are totally different people. I know that. You're a unique individual, man.
So you dropped the Churches song when you got in the band?
I guess so.
Are you the person that dropped it? Because
I-
I
Get out of my house!
Colin,
I don't
my
even-
house out.
I don't think I've even heard a song by churches like
kinda
in my
like, who
waking
Are
life.
you? How dare you
Colin,
say this?
Colin, stop
If
insulting our
this
guests.
wasn't
Hey,
the
hey.
Could Be Better Studios, I would
look,
throw a fit. But
Look, my name is Jasmine, and I'm proud of the fact that I've never heard
thankfully,
churches can come on the podcast and fight me. That's,
Dude, I would.
I
love
have
that.
no idea who you guys are talking about.
Neither do I.
wow. I just was give the microphone back to Adrienne. God
Sorry,
damn it.
Churches.
So
Love you, Adrienne.
I've heard
I
one
need
Churches
to ask
song.
this. I need to ask this because and I had 5,000 questions. I'll condense them to one.
Yes.
Since we have so many other people who want to talk that want to shit on churches. But
Can't shit on something I never heard of.
she just burped. Adrienne just burped and she's
So stinky.
She just burped, and it smelled so bad that she
I had a salad with peppers and 2 eggs and an avocado.
Oh,
Lots of protein, eggs and avocado.
That sounds like a recipe for a hell of a
So
shit.
sorry,
So
like I said.
Adrienne,
Yeah.
when I moved to Frederick 10, 11 years ago, I could smell it now. Fuck you. Jesus God. All right. I moved, and the first name that I heard coming here, writing about music before I got here, and then after, and obviously was your name, and everybody knew you, and you had bands, and everybody loved you in Frederick, and rightfully so. Since I've gotten to know you and I've gotten to know your music, I think you're incredible.
Thanks. Thanks a lot.
So yeah, let's all burp to that. So, where and she's still waving it away.
Stop.
Where
So
to you? Where has the music scene gone? Where is it right now? Like, do you look at all of this, having this experience of knowing people and playing a lot? You've always had a band.
Yeah. Well, I honestly, my first thought was, I am feeling a bit personally just disconnected from it.
Why?
Because so much of live music is tied to alcohol sales, and that when I
Thank
decided
you, old mother.
to stop drinking, yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, I mean,
know.
it's
I know.
and I just stopped going.
But you've been so good about that.
I mean, I was, it's its own, its own thing, but I knew I still had to play. That's where I needed to play and wanted to play.
Was it hard?
At first, I think once I figured out what I could do instead, and I replaced one sugar with another. Candy is my jam. Yeah. I love candy so much.
What is your go-to candy?
Oh my gosh, anything with chocolate, specifically with peanut butter. There's a new one. It's like a Nutrageous. It's called Nutrageous, but it's like Reese's. Oh my god! But it's Reese's.
That's what she said.
Nuts. So many nuts in this salad breath.
Chris is eating candy on my Could Be Better Studios bed.
Yeah, I'm pretty
right
sure
now.
like there's melted chocolate. And
I
it's
have
either
a
melted
lot of
chocolate
bed
or
bugs
poop.
right now.
Amazing.
But so is it? I know you might be disconnected, but do you feel good about it? Do you feel good about where things are? What do you?
I
feel?
do. I absolutely do. I just wanted to make that caveat that I've not been out there, and
Well,
I've gone to
yeah.
a lot, but not as much as I could have. And what I really like is the push for more shows that are all ages. And it's just so important because, like you said, like that first name you heard was mine because I started playing out when I was 16, 17 years old.
And there's got to be an opportunity for that for other people because you're not the last one.
I wouldn't want someone to miss that because the only places they can play are at a bar, or even like somewhere like after 9 o'clock, like
where it gets rowdy or uncomfortable or not safe.
Yeah, and that's.
Or it's against the law for them to be there.
What can you tell us about that, Connor?
Oh, what is this?
No, I'm in total agree. So I teach a lot of young kids at the Let There Be Rock School, and I will admit, like, it's kind of a bummer when I get these younger dudes that are just like they're under 21 and they're super excited and they're trying to start projects, but it's just like it's really hard to be a young person like starting out as a musician in Frederick. And I know because like I was there, I did that, and there were a lot of places, I'm not going to name any names, there were a lot of places that definitely were not supposed to let us in, but
so
they let us in just because we could play, and it's, you know, and I got very lucky.
Conversation then. This is a conversation about how can young musicians actually get out there on their own and hone their craft and do all of that. Now, apparently you've become the next John Mayer. But
That's what I heard.
I was actually the ghostwriter for the last for Sob Rock, the last album,
which is so good. And stop. It is a underrated record. It is cheesy.
It really is. It really is.
It is 80s. It is pop. And
Great
it is
album.
Glorious.
Great album. I understand why people don't like it or wouldn't like it.
Sure.
But like, there's so much good shit on that album.
There's nothing more that I want to do than wake up and listen to Sob Rock.
Okay, well, I mean,
but in the sense of like that sets the tone of your day.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you.
It's a ray of sunshine.
It's got that vibe. It's got that vibe.
And you don't think Frederick cultivates that? This is not a town where you could be a 19-year-old prodigy and play.
I think I personally see it, and maybe it's just because of, you know, I'm a little biased. We've been out playing more, but I kind of see like a little bit of an upswing because I definitely felt there was kind of like a dip, like leading up to COVID. There was like kind of almost like a depression, like once like the open mic at like Cellar Door kind of ended back however many years ago. It just kind of felt like there was nothing. There's nowhere to play. There's nothing to do.
Closed.
Yeah. It was just like,
Don't bring me down, Matt.
Don't
bring me down.
You can always get a show at Reno's.
Well, that's very true. That's very true. You can
And
always
the
get a show
wings
it.
and the fries.
I
and
know the wings was what it was. I remember you said, "I just want to hear Pyramid. I just want to come see Pyramid." And
I loved it. That like being able to play that show, and
I
Sam
remember it
Whalen
again.
sang.
Yeah,
We
like
sang
it
together.
was amazing. I remember talking to you before the show. It was like, well, we're gonna do this. This is gonna
Yeah.
happen. And then like Sam came up, and it was a lot of fun. And that was the place where everybody could go, right?
Right.
Like Adrienne, you know this. more than anybody because you probably played there more than anybody.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about places that have closed. The open mic at Frederick Coffee Company was essential to my development and just a musician to like see what's around Frederick. But I mean, I definitely had those cafes that were like, hey, you're too loud, your voice is too loud, your
Oh my
guitar is too
God.
loud, you can't play
Everybody
anymore.
said that about Double Motorcycle. Chris knows that a little bit. Everybody
It was
says.
just me too, and I was just like, I can do this, listen to me. And but also, so back to your question about the scene, I definitely have to give a shout out to AB and Lauren at the Rat Hole, because I did
Man.
just listen to their episode
Yeah,
and did my
yeah.
first visit to the Rat Hole to see
Did
Mr.
you?
Monday.
How was it? I haven't been there. How
It
was
was
it?
an incredible vibe.
Really?
I caught it hard.
Awesome.
And it was really fun.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
I really, it
Let's
was
go.
just
You wanna go?
a really,
Yeah, we'll go.
really special place. And I think just that they opened their home to people.
Yeah.
But also that people were, at
Respectful,
least what I could
smart,
see was
safe.
respectful, and the music was
That's awesome.
varied, but also everybody was just having a really, really great time.
Yeah,
It was really, really
they
cool.
are doing the Lord's work, you know.
Doing the Lord's work.
They are though.
Can I give a real quick shout out to my man Scott over at Let There Be Rock School?
Oh, friend of the show.
He's
Dude,
been on the show.
dude,
Thanks
I
for
can't think of
listening, Dick.
like if you're
Yeah, did you listen to his episode?
like if you're
He
a,
talked
Hey,
about
Justin Bieber.
Colin, he talked about Colin for like 15 minutes.
Did he really?
Yeah,
Did he really?
No,
Oh, man.
are you bullshitting me?
Of course.
no, but I can't think of
I'm so glad you were lying.
you were
I was
like,
so
okay,
glad.
you're like,
I was in. I believe you.
Oh yeah.
I just can't think like if you're a young person playing music like
Define
I can't
young for me though. Give me young.
for me it was
45.
like for me it was just like being a teenager, like anywhere between like 14 and 18. Like I can't think of something more influential to my development
Wait,
than
how old are you, dude?
just
than
turned 14.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just turned 14. But so no, I'll never forget one of the coolest moments. I was really young, like 16, 17. We were playing some show at like a high school. It was like the rock school was like doing the whole thing. We were there. The principal, we sound checked. The principal comes over to Scott and says like, "Hey, yeah, you guys are way too loud." Okay. Scott walks over to the amp, pretends to change the volume, doesn't touch a damn thing, walks over to me and says like, "Yeah, we're not turning that shit
He
down."
did that same thing. Now imagine if you're running a music festival throughout all of Frederick, Maryland, and you booked the rock school to play, and the same thing happens, and Scott does the same thing,
Yeah, we slashed his
pretends
tires.
to turn it down, but he doesn't, and those people do not realize that he actually didn't.
Yeah, my favorite is when people go, "Oh yeah, that sounds so much better." It's like you are so stupid, so stupid. But yeah, shout out to Scott doing every. So Connor, tell me, and maybe we'll I want to ask maybe everybody. And we can do kind of like a variety show thing because that's kind
Ooh.
of fun. But what was the first show you remember playing as a young person? Because mine was I grew up in Middletown. I convinced.
No shit.
I convinced.
Middletown, Maryland.
Yeah. Just
That's
over the
I've
mountain.
been there my whole life,
Yeah,
dude.
it's been there my whole life. But there was a librarian that was there that did a young adults group, and she allowed me and my brother to play 2 songs that we wrote in the library after hours when she wasn't supposed to. She got into a shit ton of trouble. Shout out to Julie. And that was my first show. And since then, I was always like, I need to find more spaces to do things in music for live music because there has to be an outlet for kids. Because if there's not, you're going to get into much worse things. So tell me, we'll start with you because you got the mic, Connor. What was your first show that you remember playing like as like your formative thing?
The first I kind of grew up in like a church household, like kind of like
Same.
yeah.
So did Chris.
Yeah. So I did a lot of church performance, but in terms of like real like
Wait, time out. Church performances, or like you were like playing like in like church choirs, or like
no, well, like we were more of like a 4 or 5 piece band. Like we
Okay.
were like an electric kind of contemporary.
Sure.
But that
the devil's music. I
that
got it.
yeah that's but like I feel like my first like real formative like performance experience was honestly at the Cellar Door open mic because there's this golden period in Frederick, I feel like, where there was a lot of musicians that were way too fucking good to be hanging out in Frederick, just like chilling around. And we just had a bunch of dudes that were just like like unbelievable, like Berkeley level, just like technically gifted fusion musicians, and I got to literally just jam.
So many musicians like that in this town. It's fucked up.
Yeah, dude, and I walked up to play in the jam, and I was literally just enveloped in music that was so fucking insane that I couldn't even comprehend it, and just forced to figure it out. You know what I mean? And like just forced to learn how to jam by jamming, and that was so influential and inspirational to me.
Celador, that's awesome. Justin, give me your first show. We're wrapping this up. We're bringing it home.
Oh God, first show. I'm too
was in,
old
like,
to remember this.
1892.
After high school, well, besides high school bands, I was in a band in high school called Centerway. Shout out. I remember playing some random ass shows. I guess one of my first shows I remember down in Rockville or Bethesda, outside at like Aspen Hill Library or something, man. Like my grandparents came, literally, dude, they came with like their friends, old people in wheelchairs. I swear to God, I'm not even making this up. Like one of my relatives came with like an oxygen tank or something, and they're sitting like front row, and this band we're playing with, they were not supposed to curse, and they were cursing, and they were asked to stop.
Like gasp.
But, oh man,
all right,
good times.
Matt, wait, yeah, Matt, give me your first show.
Okay, so my first show was when I was 30.
Damn.
That's older than Chris is right now.
Yeah. So it was the farmers market down on Market Street.
Yes.
And we played. The power was through one of those batteries, the car battery converters, and it was me, Adrienne, and Mike, and that was Adrienne and some guy Matt featuring Ponyboy Blues. That was the first iteration.
It's amazing.
And my parents showed up, and some people bought some succulents.
Whoa!
So it
now,
was great.
did your parents have oxygen?
Nobody had an oxygen tank, but people were really confused at why we were there.
Hell yeah. Adrienne, bring it home.
Oh, yeah.
What was your first show?
Oh my goodness, my very first performance was when I snuck in to play at Music for Unity at the William Talley
Shout
Rec
out to
Center.
FMU.
Yes.
FMU. MFU. Guys, we're having.
Oh man.
Oh, I said my guitar was, I think it was the first or second one I'd ever been to, and they said you can play upstairs during this time, and it was like a room I'd never been in there.
Yeah.
And I played for a couple people, but could hear the wonderful sounds of Carmela's Game downstairs,
Shout out
and that's
to
where
Carmela's
everybody
Game.
Was.
Oh.
It was incredible.
So you had to sneak in?
I just got to say, hey, can I play? And they said yes, and that was a really, really important moment.
Yeah, MFU is big for Frederick, and I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like a lot of people don't know what that is. Connor, do you know what MFU is? Yeah.
Nope.
And
Nobody know what it is. Nobody knows.
Yeah. And MFU is one of those cool things. It's unfortunate for the people that experienced it because there will never be anything like that. And so then there's always a, hey, let's recreate this. And like, no, we need to find something else and let's recreate that. Because people that are holding on to that idea, they're just going to be disappointed, and it sucks. It was so good.
Yeah.
So, Colin, give me your first show, and then we're going to play a
my
song
first
out.
show. Oh god damn. My first show I played in front of like 6,000 people.
Oh, fuck off.
No, I did because I sat in for my dad who was playing a music festival, and he was in a
cemetery.
Wow, Justin, this is.
Oh, sorry.
No, guys, this is good.
Gotcha right in the dirty middle.
Well, that's the end.
Wild card.
That's it. Why don't we set up this song?
Justin, you want to mess with the kid?
Adrienne.
Oh, that's a mess. I'm messing with the
It's all
kid,
right. I
yeah.
love Justin. I love Justin. But let's get to
The drummers
song.
kicking each other in the nuts.
What
out
is
we count.
that? What is this last song? What was the final song?
Oh, this final song, and I realized these recordings do have Ponyboy on them. Connor's recordings will be imminent, but
They will, but also, I mean, with that said too, I just let's give respect to Ponyboy. Let's
absolutely.
Raise your glasses. For
He
if
was
you're drinking,
for
here we go.
anybody
It's a Pony Boy.
He's
who's
still
drinking
here.
in the
Live
Could Be
kicking.
Better Studios.
Yeah, here we go.
He's an amazing blues guitarist, and he pushed you in the direction of the blues.
Yes.
Did he not?
Sure did.
So, and you actually have the actual best voice for the blues, and your band is the most incredible blues band. that I've ever
Oh,
heard.
dang.
Look at that. Look at that.
Thanks,
Look at
Colin.
that.
That includes the Grateful Dead. So.
Boom. Eat that. Full circle. Adrienne, where can people find your music, your stuff? Where can people find you all?
Oh, we have right now it's just Instagram and Facebook, The Dirty Middle, and once we have those recordings, all those other fun places will come. But the next song is something we did on 2016 as well. It's Messing with a Kid, our take on Junior Wells.
What's this I hear? There's a whole lot of talk. All you people trying to put the kid off. Yeah, yeah. Tell me what you did. You can call it what you want. I call it messing with the kid. Now the kid plays hard and hard don't play. I say what I mean and I mean what I say. Yeah, yeah. Tell me what you did. You can call it what you want. I call it messing with the kid. I'm gonna take your car and drive around town and tell all you people, don't you put that kid down, down, down. Tell me what you did. You can call it what you want. I call it messing with the kid. Tell me you love me, tell me a lie. Know I love you, baby, till the day I die. Yeah, yeah. Tell me what you did. I know you did. You can call it what you want. I call it messing with the kid. Woo! I know you, I know you, I know you know what you did, what you did, what you did. Scoobity-bop-bop-doo-bop, scoobity-bop-bop-doo-bop.
The Could Be Better podcast is produced by Chris Perry and Colin McGuire from the Could Be Better Studios in Frederick, Maryland.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Could Be Better Meh.
You could also email us at couldbebettermeh@gmail.com. And don't be afraid to reach out if you're an artist, a band, anybody looking for a show. We'd love to book you. Also, if you'd happen to want to be a sponsor, we'd like to hear from you too.
Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or follow us on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Give us a 5-star review if you like what you hear and want to hear more. And also give us a 5-star review if you don't like what you hear and definitely don't want to hear more.
His name is Chris Perry,
This is Colin McGuire.
and we are out of time. For now, this could be better.